Imagine a world where crops can defend themselves from insects, surviving harsh droughts and stay fresh for a week after harvest. Sounds like science fiction. Well, that's exactly what biotechnology is making possible today. Hello friends, welcome to the channel Biotechnet Anki. In this video, we are going to explore how biotechnology is revolutionizing agriculture, from insect-proof cotton to vitamin-rich rice, from plants that make vaccines to biofuels, crops that power vehicles. And yes, we will break down the science in a simple language with a real examples you can relate to. So let's dive in. Biotechnology has completely transformed farming by allowing genetic manipulations of crop plants. That means we can add or modify specific genes to make plants resistant to disease and develop biotic and abiotic stress resistance plant, produce foods that are more nutritious and last longer. When scientists work on a crop improvement, they usually focus on five main traits. First, insect resistance, so plant can protect themselves without chemical spray. Second, herbicide resistance, so weeds can be killed without harming crop. Third, virus resistance, so plants stop viral infection before they spread. Fourth, delayed fruit ripening, so food stay fresh for longer time. Fifth, nutritional enhancement, so the food we eat has a more vitamins or minerals. In transgenic plants, scientists add a special useful genes into plants DNA so that the plant can permanently make the desired product. This way the plant keep producing it in every generation. So first, let's talk about biotic stress. Before that, first we know about what is the biotic stress is. It it's the harm. Biotic stress is the harm caused to a crop plant by living organism like microbes, insects and herbs that unwanted weeds. These living attackers can damage leaves, suck the sap, spread disease and reduce the plant's productivity. For farmers, that means smaller harvest and lower income. That means smaller harvests and lower income. But here where biotechnology step in, by adding a special resistance gene into plants, we can make them naturally defend themselves. All right, first up, virus resistance plant. Some virus attack plants just like they attack us, making them weak, stunned and less productive. But scientists found a smart way to stop them. These plants are given a viral coat protein genes. That's basically the outer shell of the virus. When the plant overproduces these coat proteins, it confuses the real virus and stop it from multiplying inside the plant cell. This trick works against many viruses like papaya ring spot virus, cucumber mosaic virus, tobacco rattle virus and potato virus. The result, healthy plants, better yield and less crop loss for farmers. Before we jump into insect resistance plant, let's talk about why we even need them. Insect pests are not just a small nuisance. They can destroy a huge amount of crop. This means farmers lose income, and in developing countries it can even lead to starvation. Now farmers often use a chemical pesticides to fight these pests, but here's the problem: pesticides are expensive, they can be harmful to our health and they also pollute the environment. That's why scientists started working on a safer, more sustainable solution: the insect resistance plants. Scientists have developed a genetically modified plants that can resist insects, pests using recombinant DNA technology. These plants naturally protect themselves, so farmers don't need to spray as many chemicals, pesticides, which means lower cost, safer food and cleaner environment. A famous example is BT cotton. Now let's talk about the BT cotton, the superhero of insect resistance. BT stands for Bacillus thuringiensis, a friendly soil bacterium that naturally produces a toxic protein called cryprotein. Don't worry, this toxic is deadly only to a certain insects, not to humans or animals. It's work like this: when larvae of moth, butterfly, beetles, cottons, bollworms, or a caterpillars eat part of the BT plant, the toxic get activated in their guts, punching a hole in their digestive system. This kills the pest before they can damage the crop. Scientists use a recombinant DNA technology to transfer BT toxin genes into cotton plant. As a result, these transgenic cotton plants make their own natural insecticides, protecting themselves without a need of a heavy chemical spray. The outcome, the outcomes: high yield, reduced pesticide use, lower cost and safer farming. And here the exciting part: BT technology isn't limited to cotton alone. Other crop plants like brinjal, corn, maize, potato, soybean, tomato and tobacco have also been developed to express the BT toxin, giving them a built-in protection against a harmful pest. Now moving from insect resistance to something equally important: resistance against abiotic stress. Abiotic stress are non-living factors like extreme temperature, drought, or salinity that can severely affect plant growth and yield. One example is temperature stress. Scientists have developed tobacco plant resistant to chilling by introducing a gene from Arabidopsis thaliana. This gene codes for a glycerol 1 phosphate acyl transferase enzyme, which helps maintain a membrane stability during low temperature, allowing the plant to survive and grow even in a cooler climate. Another breakthrough tackles water and weed management. Roundup Ready soybean, a type of transgenic or a genetically modified soybean, have been engineered to tolerate herbicide glyphosate. This means farmer can spray glyphosate over these fields to kill unwanted weeds without harming the soybean crop, making weed control easier, faster and more cost effective. Now let's talk about the quality improvement in genetically modified crops. Sometimes the goal is not just to protect plant from pest or environmental stress, but to enhance the quality of the produced itself, making it more nutritious, better tasting or longer lasting. A classical example is Flavr Savr tomato. This was one of the first commercially grown genetically engineered food to be granted a license for human consumption. Flavr Savr tomatoes have an extended shelf life because scientists use genetic modifications to delay the ripening process. This means they stay firm and fresh for a longer, reducing spoilage during the transport and storage and ensuring consumers get a better quality produce. Another improvement through a biotechnology in nutritional enhancement of crop. Here the aim is to make a food not just abundant but also healthier and more nourishing. A well-known example is golden rice. This rice variety has been genetically modified to have a high content of beta carotene, which is a precursor of vitamin A in the human body. Its name comes from the grain's distinctive golden color caused by overexpression of beta carotene. Golden rice is especially valuable in regions where vitamin A deficiency is common, helping prevent serious health issues such as night blindness and weakened immunity. Now, let's move to plant tissue culture. This is a technique where plant cells or tissues are grown in an artificial nutrient medium under the sterile condition. It's play a major role in efficient clonal propagation, especially for plants that are difficult to propagate using a conventional breeding method. Many dryland legumes species have been successfully regenerated through this approach using a cultures derived from a parts such as cotyledon, hypocotyls, leaves, ovaries, protoplast, petioles, roots, and even anther. This not only speed up plant multiplication but also help in conserving and improving valuable crop varieties. Did you know we can grow a whole plant just from pollen? Through anther or pollen culture, scientists created haploid plants perfect for a speeding up crop improvement. And for crops with tricky seeds like many horticulture plants, we can store them using the plant cell culture instead of seeds. These techniques are now used worldwide with germplasm bank preserving precious plant varieties for the future. Biotechnology helping us grow smarter, preserving better, and feed tomorrow. Did you know plants can turn living medicine factories? With a recombinant DNA technology, scientists insert a specific genes into plants so they produce therapeutic molecules, just like a pharmacy but greener. One fascinating example is making antibiotics inside stock feed plants that livestock eat. This includes species like bamboo, citronella, foxtail millets, wheat grasses, rice straws, and more. When cattle and livestock consume these plants, they naturally get disease fighting compounds, reducing the need for synthetic drugs and promoting healthier herds. This approach is not only cost effective but also eco friendly, merging agriculture with biotechnology to heal both animals and the planets. Using genetic engineering, scientists can create stock feed plants such as bamboo, foxtail, millets, or wheat grass that produce antibiotic right inside their tissue. Farmers can then feed these directly to animals, making treatment cheaper and easier than the traditional method. So, while this is a powerful innovation, it needs careful, responsible use. What if your lunch could Vaccinate you? Scientists have also developed a transgenic plant that produce antigenic proteins from harmful pathogen right inside their edible part. When you eat them, your body recognizes these proteins and build immunity just like a regular vaccine but without needles or clinics. A simple bite could one day protect millions from deadly disease. Scientists are testing potato-based edible vaccine against illness like measles, cholera, and Norfolk virus. These vaccines are still in a clinical trial, but one day eating potato might keep you protected without the shot. Now let's talk about biofuels, a clean energy source made through a natural biological process unlike a fossil fuels like coal or petroleum. Biofuels come directly from plants or from agriculture and industrial waste. Essentially, biomass is converted into energy through a method like thermal, clean, chemical, or biochemical processes, producing fuels that can power our vehicles and industries more sustainably. This biomass conversion can produce fuels in a solid, liquid, or gas form. One major type is bioethanol, which is an alcohol made by fermenting sugar and starch without microorganism. Another biofuel is biobutanol, often used as a direct substitute for gasoline. In Europe, biodiesel is the most powerful biofuel. It's made from a oil or a fat through a chemical process called trans-esterification. Common source for biodiesel includes animal fats, vegetable oil, soy, jatropha, and hemp. Other biofuel you might have heard of are a bioether and biogas, each offering sustainable alternative to fossil fuels. The first commercial scale plant producing biofuel from cellulose rich organic material have started operating in the United States. Meanwhile, in the dry regions of Asia and Africa, sweet sorghum is being explored as a promising crop that can provide food, animal feed, and biofuel, all while thriving in a harsh, water limited condition. Sweet sorghum is a superstar crop because it need very little water, make it perfect for dry, arid regions. In India and other countries, farmers squeeze this juice from sweet sorghum stalk and ferment it to produce ethanol, a clean biofuel. Another promising plant is Jatropha, whose seeds are rich in oil, ideal for biofuel production. Scientists are actively researching ways to boost Jatropha's oil yield using biotechnology, aiming to make biofuels more efficient and sustainable. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thanks for watching. If you learned something cool, smash that like button and subscribe the channel.